Hello everyone, hi! Welcome back to another episode of Art of Rally. It's another week. It's another weekly event. I'm going to start off the same way as we always do, by checking in on last week's leaderboard and see where we finished. Last week was May 16th, Monday, May 16th was last week's leaderboard. Just gotta wait for it to download here. Yada, any minute now. We finished. Okay, top one. That can't be right. Top 1%? Absolutely not. We're like an entire 4 minutes behind the leaders. Okay, leader is 9 minutes 51. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, you know, if you're like 1 minute and 46 ahead of second place, I'm gonna have doubts as to the accuracy of that. Okay, now it's refreshed. It's top 40%. That's okay. It's probably where we need to be. Okay, we're in Germany. Two 5.2 milers, a 7.6 miler, and a 2.6. That's not so bad. Should be quick enough. Should be in and out of here in 15 minutes or less. So we head to Funselektor for the first stage. What car are we driving? It's a great question. What car are we driving, dude? I can't even recognize it. No, seriously, I can't recognize it. There's definitely something with some sort of zip to it, but I'm really struggling to remember what this car is. Aside from an absolute weapon on wheels, man, the acceleration on this thing is just ridiculously good. So far, so good start. Love to see it. I'm a little bit apprehensive because this car is quite a bit on the powerful side. Especially for being a possibly late 70s, early 80s hatchback. I'm really struggling to think what kind of car this is. It might be the Mazda RX-3? Was it an RX-3? It was like one of the first rotary engine cars that came like before the RX-7. I'm thinking it may be the RX-3, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm struggling to recognize it. For a lot of cars of that era, I would recognize the engine tone even as well, but I just don't with this. Which is really confusing me. No matter, we're just gonna keep sending it. Or maybe a little bit on the apprehensive side, but that's just kind of my style of driving. Is just I want to try and conserve and, you know, make it to the line instead of taking excessive damage, taking time penalties, hitting something and spinning out. As they say, to finish first you must finish. And I'm certainly applying that here. It's just incredibly responsive as soon as you put the foot down. I really am going to have to find out what car this is, because I am having a blast riding it here so far. Only 2.5 minutes in, so it really is a case of so far so good. Should be aiming for top 40% again this week. If I can stay at around that level, I'll be pretty happy. I'm really glad I didn't glance that hay bale there. But all of just a very, very promising first stage. 31st! I was only 12 seconds back on the leaders. And that's Harvey Birdman up there in third. He's regularly pretty high up on the leaderboards. That's what's actually quite surprising. I'm only 13 seconds back. Genuinely can't believe that. I kind of wish I didn't see that now, because what's going to happen now is I'm going to get too far ahead of myself. And I'm going to get too confident. And then something's going to happen. It's the same with my golf videos. Like, I'll put together 1 or 2 good holes and then I'm like, okay, it's starting to look good. And then, yeah, exactly, something like that happens. It's pretty much a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point. Like, the comedic timing is just, like, off the freaking scale. Only it's, you know, not actually comedic, it's just sad. But it's okay, like, it's quite literally the first mistake. Okay, that's the second one. And that's 2 in quick succession. Not a fan, to be honest. Just that little sound whenever you decelerate, man, that's a great sound. That's a great sound. You'll absolutely love to hear it. Oh. Took that a little bit too tight. This stage is full of mistakes. And really and truly, like, they're all unforced errors. I've made them just off my own hubris. It's not like I played myself into them by, like, doing something that kind of led to this moment happening. It's like, no, I just, like, drove directly into the mistake, and that's just all that happened. 52, so we're back a total of 28 seconds so far, which, you know, is still not so bad. Like, we're still only like a half a minute behind after, what, 3 pretty costly mistakes? Okay, we don't clean the car. Even though we cleaned the car last week, but we don't clean the car. Just gonna try and just keep the pressure on. If I can be within a minute of the leaders, I will be super impressed with myself. Because I gotta be honest with you, like, as much as I love this game, I don't get a chance to play it as much as I would like. And really the only time in the week that I do play this now is when I'm recording this every week. So you know, it's not ideal, but, you know, I tend to look at it this way. For someone like me who comes into this cold every week without doing any sort of practice runs, without any sort of warm-ups, I just come in here, do this blind every week, record, hit stop record at the end of the 4 stages, upload, and then see you next week game. It just goes to show you how close you can get without having, like, a massive amount of skill. Like, I'm not that great at this game. I'm, in fact, not that great at pretty much any game I stream or record. Which, you know, you'd think for someone who's investing so much time in YouTube and Twitch, that, you know, like, hey, you have to be good at a game. You have to have a game that is yours that you're actually good at and skilled at. And this ain't it. Golf these days certainly ain't it. Right, maybe I shouldn't have just let off the throttle to the point where the entire car goes dead. Also, like, I just killed about 5 spectators there. Oh my god, the sunlight! Okay, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's very bad. That's gonna be costly. That is absolutely going to be costly. But yeah, like if someone like me can just walk in here every week and like put in like not a lot of focus, not a lot of effort, zero practice, and still finish top half of the leaderboard, then you know you can do it too. It's absolutely possible. And I'd love to see some of you up there. I'd love to see some of your efforts. If you have channels and you play this as well, please let me know. I'll happily drop by and check you out and see if there's any kind of advice or takeaways that you know you may have for me. I've dropped down to top 45%. 50 seconds out from the lead. 15 seconds separates the top 10. It's usually not that close when we're checking these leaderboards, but we're going into the last stage here. 7.6 miles. It's going to be a long slog. It's rainy tarmac. So, because we usually take our YouTube thumbnail from the final stage replay after I stop hitting record, this ought to make for perhaps a really nice YouTube thumbnail in the rain here. Do have to put in an immense amount of focus to make sure that something like that doesn't happen, but it did, and you know, I was more focused on saying that I have to be focused than I was on, you know, actually being focused. So, you know, that's the way things go, you know, when you're trying to speak into a camera and talk to everyone and nobody at the same time, when you're trying to, you know, sit down and play a video game. Some people grossly overlook just how talented at games you have to be in order to do both, like communicate to a camera or to a live stream, to a live chatting audience, and still be good at the game simultaneously. Like, that takes an insane amount of skill to be able to do both at a high and entertaining tier. I'm not saying that I have a high amount of skill, but the fact that I'm struggling just gives me a wider appreciation of those that do. This is going to be a disastrously bad time, and I know it. Freaking rain stages, right? I should be a lot more apprehensive than this, you know, like braking a lot earlier going into corners, not giving it absolute full hammers down straightaways. Because that's the risk that you take, because you know your brakes aren't going to work as well in the rain because you're just going to aquaplane, you're going to slide into the corner. That was tidy. Perhaps too tidy. Even a little bit apprehensive there. Just wanting, you know, shore up mistakes pretty early. I've already made plenty of them this stage. I'm definitely not going to finish within a minute of the opposition, but within a minute 20 is still doable, I feel. It may be a bit dicey after the absolute travesty that happened earlier in the stage here. But we're just going to keep trying here, we're going to keep pushing. And just whatever happens, happens. I mean, whatever happens has to happen anyway, because it's the weekly challenge, you don't get a second try at it, so... If you make a mistake, that's it, come back next week. I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting a chance to try some of the new stages really soon. The Kenyan stage. I would be very interested in trying some of the console versions as well if I had the consoles to play them on. Just to see what they're like compared to this PC version. Granted, I am playing the PC version with an Xbox gamepad, so I assume it'll still be like a very close experience to what the consoles would bring. But still, I would love to like see a game like this running on the Nintendo Switch, just to see what it's like, you know, playing this in like a fully handheld environment. It definitely seems like one of those really neat bite-sized games you can play in like I do here on YouTube weekly in like 15-minute chunks. So it does seem perfectly suited to a handheld environment. Or you just fire off a few quick stages and then go. That's gonna do it for us this week. 4:45 on the stage. A total on the leaderboard. 12 minutes 48, and we're 1 minute 27 off the pace off the lead. So we didn't quite meet our expectations. Maybe by the time more people start populating the leaderboard, we may still finish top 40%. But yeah, a lot of mistakes there in stages 2 and 4 that we could have done away with. Could have done a lot better. But we're going to park it there for the week. So come back next Wednesday and we'll see how the final score ended up for the week. And we'll give it another go next week on the Art of Rally Weekly Challenge. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.